Cowboys Nation, it's time for football education with Johnny B. Cowboy. Now, there's been a lot of talk recently about Micah Parsons. We will touch on that briefly. But I'm doing a video for each position. I started off with running backs, went to offensive line, went to tight ends, went to wide receivers. To finish up the offense, there's only one position left, and that is the position known as Dak Prescott. It begins and ends there for Dallas Cowboys fans, for the team. If Joe Milton has to take a lot of snaps, we're probably in trouble. Not that Joe Milton's not a guy with some potential, but he played one game with New England as a starter. It's the last game last year against Buffalo, who did not need to win, who was resting everyone. They were 13-3. They had clinched the number one spot in the AFC. And he performed admirably. He was 22 of 29. They won the game 23-16. He threw for about 200 yards, a little over 200 yards. He performed well. Now, this Joe Milton guy, he's a real big dude. He's about the same size that Cam Newton was. He's 6'5", 246. That is a big man to be playing quarterback. He's also extremely athletic. He's out there doing flips, and Dak Prescott and Will Greer are attempting to do it in training camp because that's safer than getting blindsided by Donovan Ezaraku or having a bull rush come and swallow you up by Oso Digizua. These guys don't get hit. That's why every time you see a highlight coming out of training camp, these quarterbacks are wearing red, because they're not going to get the $60 million man hurt during training camp. So let's talk about Dak Prescott. He is definitely a lightning rod. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people say he's horrible. They make Dak Prescott jokes. This, to me, not only as a Cowboy fan, but just as a football fan, has got to be the most puzzling thing that I have ever seen, as far as he must just be getting picked on by the media because he's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. And let's face it, Dallas Cowboy fans, they hate us because they ain't us. Dak got hurt last year. Ripped his hamstring off the bone. Y'all know about 2020, the COVID year. And his ankle, bottom leg, was almost at a 90-degree angle. It was horrific. He's got screws in his leg. He had to have a couple of different surgeries back then. Came back, 2021, should have won NFL Comeback Player of the Year. Still got 2 votes for MVP in 2021. And let's talk about this, because 50 Associated Press writers vote on who they believe to be the MVP. Now, Dak, in 2023, came in second in MVP voting behind Lamar Jackson. He is a great regular season quarterback. He's 2 wins and 5 losses in the playoffs. Can't get around that. You know who started out 0-3 in the playoffs? That was the guy named Peyton Manning. He was 3-6 before he finally went on his playoff run and won a Super Bowl late in his career, or later in his career. John Elway, going back, another Denver quarterback, as Peyton ended up with Denver. He had most of his years with Indianapolis, but then he got a Super Bowl at the end with the Broncos. Now, John Elway, he didn't win a Super Bowl until his last 2 seasons. So Dak sitting here at 2-5 in his playoff career. Lamar Jackson's 3-5 in his playoff career. Jalen Hurts was 4-3 in his playoff career, 3-3 in his playoff career until last year. Now he's 6-3. Hey, I tip my hat to Philadelphia, even though that, as a Cowboy fan, can... Anyway, pretend I didn't say that. Jalen Hurts is 6-3 in the playoffs. Obviously, that's better than Dak. Jalen Hurts has a better team around him. You got Saquon Barkley. He's got a better offensive line. He's got a better defensive line. Now, that's as of right now, as of August 2nd, 2025. So, Dak Prescott, even though he gets voted second in the MVP voting, everybody disses him. Nobody disses Lamar. Nobody disses Josh Allen. Josh Allen is 0-2 in AFC Championship games. Does everybody say he's terrible? Does everybody say he's mid or less than mid? No. Josh Allen gets a pass. Lamar Jackson gets a pass. Now, John Elway didn't until he won a Super Bowl. And I guess that Dak Prescott won't get a pass either until he wins a Super Bowl. He seems like a really good guy. He gives a lot to the community, just like Romo did, like Aikman did. Good people, or at least they give to the community. And I think Dak works really hard. I think it's important to him. He cares. And I'm a Dak Prescott supporter. Is he the top quarterback in the NFL? No. Is he in the top 10? Absolutely. When has he ever been out of the top 10? And I'll get in these arguments with people online, and they say that Dak is terrible. Dak's less than mid, or they use another word that starts with S. I choose not to use that word. Anyway, Dak's a good quarterback, at the very least. People that say he's terrible, they wait until the playoffs when they lose, when they're outmanned, outgunned. Now, we'll see about that this year. We've got an offensive line coming up. We've got the wide receivers in place. Jaden Blue is tearing it up in camp. He's going to be the starting running back early in the season. I thought maybe it would go to Williams. Now I'm going to change that prediction. I think it's going to be Jaden Blue. We'll see what happens with Micah. I still think Jerry will sign him. I'm not sure that's going to be the case, but if I had to say one way or the other, I do believe that he will be signed with the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry just let it go too far this time. That's what he always does. He did it with CD. He did it with Dak. He did it with Zeke. It's Jerry's MO. Like I said, we need another general manager in our first video. Great owner, terrible general manager, terrible football guy. He got Super Bowl rings because of Jimmy Johnson. He got another one in spite of it after Jimmy was gone. So he got those 3 Super Bowls. And he's resting on his laurels 30 years later. But we're going to stay positive, Cowboys Nation. We're going to try to get ready for this next season. I'm going to spin this thing the most positive way I can. And we're going to go into this together. Please like and subscribe. Please comment, good or bad. I'd like to hear from all of you. The channel is growing. I'm up over 70 subscribers. I know that's not much, guys. I just started less than a week ago. Check out my short on Micah Parsons. I'm going to make another short on Dak Prescott here later tonight. Tomorrow, Sunday. Hopefully, guys, get up early. Go to church. Try to honor God. If God's for you, who can be against you? And he's for you. He's just waiting for you to reach out to him. With that said, be good to each other. Be safe. Johnny B. Cowboy, signing out. Yeehaw!